G'day world, Chris Hogan coming to you live from the Vinnies CEO Sleepout here on the Gold Coast at Seabus Stadium, where we've got almost 200 CEOs sleeping out to raise funds to help break the cycle of homelessness here on the Gold Coast and across Australia. But tonight, the Gold Coast team are here, and I have with me Chris and Andrew from Living Homelands. How are you, gents?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Is this your first year?
It's certainly my first time. Yep.
It's my first Gold Coast one. I've done one in Brisbane, but yeah, my first Gold Coast one.
Okay. And why did you guys sign up?
Well, for me, it's I'm living in Coolangatta, and seeing the homelessness on the streets is a pretty prevalent thing. So it just stood out as a charity I really wanted to get support behind, and not only for tonight and the funds we've raised, but moving forward to keep that happening too.
What are you seeing that's so shocking to you?
It's just a daily thing. There's, we're seeing those pictures up there tonight of signs of people needing help, and it's there on our streets to see.
What are you seeing in the streets? Are you are you seeing it in Coolangatta?
Absolutely.
Is it single people? Is it families? What are you seeing?
It's more so the individuals that are reaching out for help in that regard. But that's what we see. What we don't see is probably very, very strong too. So hearing all these stories about the families who are, living in cars, etc. I'm sure that's in our neighbourhood too. So it's horrible to hear that, knowing that we do live in a great part of the world, but it's something that we would want to see not be there.
Yeah. And was there anything surprising from tonight, Chris, that the stories about what Vinnies are doing?
Yeah, it's amazing, really, the story, wasn't it? The lady that spoke tonight, that was just a horrendous story.
But what Vinnies are actually pulling together for people, can you share a little bit about that? Do you recall, what Vinnies were doing?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's really practical what they're doing. So they're obviously reaching out to and being reached out to by people that have real, genuine needs, and they're actually trying to give them a sustainable way to live. So I think that's a big takeout for me tonight. It's not just about a quick help. We want to actually get these people back on their feet. And also just great to hear that from my perspective, I've done the Brisbane one, but the Gold Coast just tonight confirming that all the funds go into bricks and mortar to give real housing to people that need it long term. And that sustainable thing was pretty cool for me. My auntie's a retired Catholic, was a Good Shepherd sister, but she did a lot of work with Vinnies. So that's why I'm doing it. Andrew wrote me in, but I think they just do real good practical stuff on the ground. So that's what I got out of tonight, that sustainable part.
No, I definitely got that too. The fact that people weren't just getting a week or a month, reprieve from living rough or living in a tent or whatever it is. They're actually giving some kind of sustainable plan and assistance. Vinnies are actually got a whole team. They've got, last year they asked for Centrelink to be involved in their hub at Southport, at Railway Street in Southport, where people can go in and say, I really don't like this future ahead of me. Yeah. I don't want it. I want a way to get out of it, but I just don't know how. Can you give me some help? And they are.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
We just heard a story before from one of the gentlemen. I just can't remember his name, but he was saying that a young girl asked Vinnies for a computer, and they said, "Why do you want the computer?" She said, "Because when I'm doing my work in the back of the car at night, she's sleeping in the car, the light in the car's not working." And so he said the fact that the girl was brave enough to just ask for that, but they've obviously helped that whole family get a more sustainable living, but that just came from a young girl who's living in the back of a car trying to do her homework without a light. It's just an amazing story. So that's some of the stuff they're doing. It's fantastic.
And the fact that Vinnies are putting money back into bricks and mortar and building 60 units here on the Gold Coast, I think is proper amazing. But the sad thing, it's not enough, is it? I mean, this is just Vinnies doing their thing.
Yeah.
Is this it though? Is this all we can expect? The community raising money for the community, or do you think we should be able to expect a little bit more from the government, in this regard?
I certainly think that would be fantastic, to get that government support. I mean, myself, I haven't spent I've spent enough time to raise a good amount of funds for this campaign, and taken time out of my own business to be able to do that. Chris has done the same with, he's part of a major corporation, and so his time is very limited to do that, and it's been great to be able to raise such great funds we have. But, you know, as you say, the government could be certainly supporting this in, you know, whether it be dollar for dollar in other ways to support the cause. But you're quite right, Chris. It's got room to be far more outreaching than it has. I mean, I think even when I've reached out to some of the people I've, you know, in my community, I feel I could have got a lot more support too. So I think it's still a cause that just is not, the message is not getting across. People are not aware still to that level of what's.
Do you guys find it hard to ask for money? Like, especially when, you know, fuel's $2.35 or 36 or something at the moment. Well, sorry, that was diesel. You know, like electricity's going up. What's at $8 a lettuce or some stupid crap like that? You know, do you feel like it's a bit hard to ask people for money? Or
I think at the start I definitely was worried about it, but I think the people that, I think we raised over 22,000 between the two of us, but
oh, right on.
I think
right on.
I think we just had so many people that came back to me. So whether they were my customers, whether I was their customer or my employees, they actually sent messages saying this is a really great cause and we're glad you're actually doing it. So it probably just gave me a bit more confidence after I got going to ask. But it still always uncomfortable asking. But it's just we wouldn't have raised the money we raised if we didn't ask, right? So I'm glad we did ask.
Is there anybody in particular you'd like to thank for donations this evening?
Oh, well, we just got so many people. I work in a business where we've got mortgage brokers all over Australia, but all our brokers donated, heaps of them donated, and a lot of the staff that work for me that all across Australia donated as well. And I know Andrew has got his customers and everyone, so we just, I mean, that's huge thanks to all the people that help support, and even just hearing Clark's story, like, wow, those guys generate over 100,000. That's just amazing, isn't it?
The team, the Village Roadshow team, over 100,000.
Yeah, they did well.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Any messages to people that are looking to support this cause in years to come? What would you say to them, you know, if they were maybe doubting whether they should or shouldn't?
Get into it. Yeah, just go for it.
And what about the team morale and what that creates within the organisation?
Well, I think Andrew and I have been talking about, it's just the two of us this year, but some of the stories here, they've been going for 7 years, and it started with a certain number of people and it's growing all the time. So I think there's probably a little bit of a duty on all of us to next year try and bring some more along and bring some more people on the journey. So I think it'd be good for us to get more of our teams involved. Yeah.
We're inspired to grow it, and if we can raise that sort of funds between the two of us, there's no reason why another 4, 5, 8, 10 people can't be involved and do the same thing. And, you know, as it's been mentioned, if we've got 237 people here tonight, jumps that up to double next year, and that sort of extra funds, well, we're starting to get some growth and some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Vinnies CEO Sleepout here on the Gold Coast, talking to as many CEOs as I can tonight to get the real story behind what's going on here tonight out there on the Gold Coast. And you can tell that everybody's passionate about this cause, and we feel like we're actually somewhat making a change, even you know, especially with the support of all of you out there. And thank you to all my donors as well. I will mention you very soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it. Keep watching. Plenty more coming to you from Vinnies CEO Sleepout here on the